Hey, what's up, guys? This is Sharday, and welcome to our channel. So, if you don't know who I am part owner of Third Generation Conjure, and we are a spiritual company. We specialize in spiritual supplies and services to help you on your spiritual journey. So, if you're new here, welcome to our channel. Also, if you're new, you may see my format is a little bit different from other people. I don't usually get on camera and talk, and I do that for particular reasons. First, I like my privacy. Second, I feel like me getting on camera and talking is not serving any kind of general purpose, okay? And also, I have a master's in education, so I know that people learn in different ways, which is why I set up these kind of presentations to present the information that I'm talking about. Because some people learn by hearing, so they learn audibly. Some people learn visually, and some people learn hands-on. So I have some videos like that too. So if you're new here, welcome to our channel. You know, I'm all about uplifting and education. So, you know, if that's you, then you're in the right spot. Okay. And like I stated, I also, even on my social media, I post a lot of educational things. I'm not like one of those people that show my daily life and all of that, like a blog or, you know, so if that's what you're expecting, that's not what you're going to get here. I just feel like personal life, business are two separate things. And if it's not helping you elevate yourself spiritually, then it's irrelevant. Okay. So if that's what you're looking for, then you know, that's not me, all right? So, welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about the upcoming ritual, which is spiritual healing and cord cutting. And we're going to talk about some aspects of both of these. And also, I'm going to go over some just some Q&A, some questions that I have received from some of my followers that you guys want to discuss. It's been a minute since I posted but I'm going to get back into it. So before we go any further, make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we upload other videos. But you can find us on Instagram, which is Third Generation Conjure. Like us on Facebook, which is Third Generation Conjure. I do have a TikTok, and hopefully I'll be able to do some content, and that is the official TGC. If you see a Third Generation Conjure one, that was me, but I got locked out of that account, so I can't delete it, guys. But just follow us there, and we're going to get into spiritual healing. I'm going to post all of our links below. So what is spiritual healing? So spiritual healing is used to give vitality to those who are spiritually fatigued and ill. It's also used to heal from past traumas, and this is a form of shadow work. Okay, so we're going to go over what shadow work is, but the importance of spiritual healing is to heal from traumas, things that you may not know about, or things that may be some generational type things that may be going on. And y'all, I apologize if it sounds like my voice is going out. I have tried to record this video about 4 times, and we're going to say that this is the time that it's going to work. So like I stated, spiritual healing. So we're going to talk about this in cord cutting, because cord cutting is kind of a form of spiritual healing. But when you get into spiritual healing, it is a bit like shadow work. And I've had people that had questions on exactly what shadow work is. So shadow work is basically addressing your inner shadows, so your unconscious traumas that bother you. So, you know, I say, is it your trauma? Because you can have trauma that is passed down in your bloodline. So you may be feeling depressed or sad, and you really just don't know why, because it's not your trauma. And, you know, like I stated, scientifically, let's talk about epigenetics. So this is the study of how your behaviors and your environment can change your genes, basically. And the science says that the thoughts have the ability to revert those changes that you're experiencing. So, you know, let's take Black people in America, for instance. If you had family that was enslaved, you know, those type of traumas can be passed down throughout your bloodline. So you have traumas that are generational that really had, I guess, nothing to do with you, but you're experiencing it. So it may come off in those type of ways. Also, you know, it could be traumas that you just don't know about. You know, maybe you want to be a writer, and in school when you were younger, your teacher told you, you know, you can never be a writer, or there's no money in that. So maybe you never pursued that because that was a trauma that you didn't realize was a trauma then, but it actually affected your life. So when you get into shadow work, that's where that comes from, addressing even things that you feel guilty about or regret that you have, things that other people have done that have hurt you, that has affected the way that you have lived your life. So, some ways that you can do that besides ritualistically is making a list, a release list, just addressing everything that you feel, that has hurt you in the past, things that you feel that you have done that you have not forgiven yourself for. Those are forms of shadow work. And, in order to heal from something, you have to address it. Okay. So it has to be addressed in order to heal from it. So sometimes spiritual healing and shadow work is not very pretty. Okay. So, you can go through things such as like bouts of depression and, things of that nature, but it's all about healing those traumas, letting it come up to the surface in order to heal. I do healing work for it may be couples or something that I'm doing healing work for. And sometimes that comes with uncomfortable conversations and things of that sort. So I did provide a sample petition for this ritual. So the sample petition states, I, Jane Doe, born April 15th, 2022, thank my ancestors, source, and spirit for guidance and assistance. I am healed from all trauma mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. I acknowledge all internal traumas and issues within myself, and I now heal these shadow aspects of myself. I am free and healed from all traumas that may not be mine as I heal myself and my bloodline of generational blockages and curses. I feel this release and freedom, and I am moving forward with gratitude for healing is done. I now make the changes and adjustments needed as I am now living my most abundant timeline filled with love, prosperity, and peace. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm recording, so it's like the recorder is over my over my picture, so I can't really see it. But yeah, so that is a sample petition. So you don't have to use this petition, but I know a lot of people have trouble with petitions because they don't really know what they want. If it's something in particular that you want to tweak about this petition or, do your own petition, then that's perfectly fine. Like I stated, sometimes like even going back to that epigenetics, you can have a history of addictions in your family that can be passed down through generations. You may smoke or, be addicted to alcohol and you really just don't know why, but it's something that's been passed down through your lineage and through your genes. So this is all about stopping those generational curses and blockages and healing that line and making those things stop with you. Okay. And we did uncrossing. So right now we're in the next step of the process, which is spiritual healing. Okay. And it's very important, a very important aspect to get through. Okay. Like I said, it may come off a little rough at first, but, once you get through it, it'll be, a new life. Okay. And, there's always someone that I feel picks up that ancestral healing. So I decided to do this with cord cutting because cord cutting is a form of spiritual healing. So what are cords? So cords are energetic ties or cords, and they're spiritual ties that connect you to a person. So the most prevalent are mother and child and sexual cords that we pick up. So when I say mother and child, if you're a mother and you have children, then you will know that you can feel those emotions of your children. If they're hurt, if they're sick, if they're sad, you can pick that up and you can feel it. Like my children can go fall on the concrete and scratch their knee up, and I can feel that pain that they feel. It's like I can feel it. The same is with sexual cords. It's just as strong because sex is the ultimate transfer of energy. It's life force energy. It's what brings life into this world. So it is very powerful because you can pick up others' energy, and then you're wondering why, while I'm sleeping with this girl or this guy, my life has been hell. I've been depressed because maybe you're picking up on their depression. My finances haven't been right because their energy is affecting your energy. So sometimes when you have those sexual cords that are attached, you need to sever those, especially when you're trying to move on and heal and you're trying to move on with your life. And, you'll also see this too if you have an ex or something. You may not have talked to them for years, but you cannot get them out of your system to save your life. It's kind of like you're on the verge of being obsessed with them and you're being obsessive. So sometimes in situations such as that, cord cutting may be something that you want to do, but also make sure that this is for sure something that you want to do. And I always recommend divination. I don't always have it on my site, but trust and believe, if you order some work from me, I'm always doing divination on that work. And if I need to add anything else or do anything else, that's, what I do. So, that's just kind of like a spiel on that. So, once again, why would you want to sever these cords? So, if you feel like you're stagnated, if you have, like I stated, an ex or somebody that you were dealing with where you just feel like you cannot move on. You can also see this with other relationships, okay? So maybe you're attracting the same type of person and you're experiencing the same type of things in each relationship that you go through. Maybe everybody that you run up on, maybe they're a cheater, maybe they're a liar, maybe they're this type of way. Now, sometimes you have to look at yourself and, think about your discernment, but a lot of times too, though, that energy is still lingering. So you'll attract those same type of energies into your life because they're just still there. So it's going to attract attracts like, okay? So you're going to still attract those type of energies. And like I stated, cord cutting is a form of spiritual healing because we are healing from past traumas. So a lot of those that you have cords with may have had traumatic experiences and may be affecting your life in a negative way. So those are some reasons why you may want to sever cords. But once again, like I stated, this has to be something that you are definitely sure that you want to do. And I'll talk about, some drawbacks and some things that you may experience as a result of doing cord cutting and severing these cords from different individuals, because there are some things that I typically see when I do cord cutting for individuals. This is the first time I have offered it as a group ritual, but there are also some things that I see when I do spiritual healing works, and maybe some things that you may not expect, okay? Just like when you do firewall of protection, sometimes you may have a falling out with somebody that's not beneficial. Some things get exposed. That's how protection works. It's like sometimes spirit works in mysterious ways. So I did offer a cord cutting sample petition. So the sample petition says, I, Jane Doe, born April 23rd, 2022, release all sexual, spiritual, and emotional attachments to all people and things that no longer serve my higher purpose. I'm free from all negative attachments and move forward in freedom. And like I said to y'all, I can't see this. Freedom. And thank you, ancestors, source and spirit, for your assistance and guidance. Okay. I got like a recording thing blocking my total picture, y'all. So some of the words I can't see. But, this is just a sample petition because, like I stated, sometimes people don't know what they want when they are petitioning. So this is just a guidance point. If you do have particular names, like somebody that you know in particular, feel free to add them to your petition when you send those over. And make sure, guys, when you send those petitions, only send it to the petition email, which is third generation petitions@gmail.com. Okay. And that way that keeps it from the other inboxes and, they don't get mixed up and they don't get lost. So just make sure to send those petitions over there. And I'm kind of waiting for my slide to finish out, guys. That's why I've kind of got like a pause in me talking and all of that. But so I wanted to talk about ritual prep. So what can you do to prep for a ritual? So I always tell you guys to take a spiritual cleanse before any ritual. So with this one and cord cutting, I would do a spiritual healing bath. Now you do have all-purpose baths like your 13 herbs, your Van Van. If you don't have a spiritual bath, you can always use coffee or something like pink Himalayan salt. But we use baths for different conditions. Like for the condition of money, you use a money bath. Crown of success, a crown of success bath. Spiritual healing, because those are also layers to your work. Also an ancestor offering. Nothing in life is free. Make sure that you're giving an offering to your ancestors and also asking them for assistance, because spirit is not going to intervene unless you allow them to and unless you ask them to. Also, make sure if you have a ancestral altar, I know some people can't set one up, but if you do and you're doing your regular altar work, make sure that you're giving offerings on a regular, okay? Also, make sure to send over your petitions and also address any issues when they arise. So I have seen with cord cutting, about 80 to 90% of the time, if you're cord cutting from a particular person, they may pop back up on the scene. You may run into them in the store. They may call you. They may apologize. Do not fall for the okie doke, okay? So if you're really planning on moving on, it's like they feel those cords severing and they pop back up on the scene. Also, something with spiritual healing, you may have some tough conversations that come up. You may have some kind of emotional purging. I've seen people feel sick or nauseated when they are doing spiritual healing, and that's normally a purging process. Also, when I've done spiritual healing, I've seen people figure out or be diagnosed with health issues that they knew nothing about, okay? Because it's like that has to present itself in order for you to heal from it. So, if something like that happens, don't think, anything went wrong. You have to know about something to properly heal from it, okay? So those are some things that you can expect with the cord cutting and the spiritual healing. And like I stated, if they pop back up on the scene, it's your decision if you want to try to work it out again or whatever the case may be, but just know that that's kind of a drawback to cord cutting. That's not to say that it's going to work out. They just feel that cord that's severing, so just be cognizant. Also, I wanted to do a Q&A of some questions that I have been asked. I was not able to do it on the last video. I had some technical issues, but let's see. So I had someone ask about what if you didn't have a, like a spiritual healing bath or a conditioned bath? What other ways can you prep? Once again, like I stated, coffee is a good spiritual cleanser. You can brew you a strong cup, take your normal bath, pour that bath over you, starting from the head down to the feet. Take you a coffee bath or something like pink Himalayan salt, sea salt. Those are good spiritual cleanses, but I would recommend sticking with the particular condition. So something like spiritual healing for the spiritual healing ritual and also for the cord cutting ritual. All right. I had someone ask about petitions and once you burn them, about scattering the ashes. So you can scatter the ashes outside your door, outside, let the universe take it, let it go. Okay. So if you feel like you're going to be stuck and you're not going to really let the work go, I would suggest burning those petitions. Something like money work or something of that nature. Some people like to put it in their wallet until they see manifestations. But if you feel like you're not going to let it go, I would burn those petitions and just scatter the ashes, let the wind take it. I had somebody ask about disposing of the tins. So when you're disposing of your work, all right, I have a lot of people say they heard to go to the crossroads. I would tell you, if you know nothing about working with the crossroads, I would stay away from the crossroads, okay? And, plus you don't want to just be dumping random tins at a crossroad. If you're burning a 10, a 7-day candle, something like that, at the end of the day, if all the wax and stuff is gone, it's just a 10 or a candle at the end of the day. So you can discard of it. If you want to do so in a ritualistic manner, just do what you feel. You can even take a brown paper bag and take it away from your house and, throw it away from your house. But, unless it's something like you're doing a cord cutting and you got to take, your remnants to 2 different locations or throw it in a body of water, something like that, then other than just your regular tins, I wouldn't be so concerned about that. Like, even I have people that say, what do I do with the herbs for after I take my spiritual bath? You can do the same thing, discard of it that way. Or even if you wanted to go scatter some of those herbs, in your yard or something, you can do that. But I want to make a mention to this too. I give people education, okay? And I teach you how I was taught, but I'm the type of person, I'm not going to say what I say is law and that you have to do it this way and you have to do it that way. Everybody evolves in their practice a little bit different, which is why I kind of push you guys to do things on your own and develop your own rituals, okay? Like I stated before, even in my previous videos, you could put 5 practitioners in a room together and say, hey, do a money ritual, and all 5 of us might do something different, but we may come up with the same result, okay? So, when we send like we send these QR codes, right, with instructional uses. And they are general uses for ways you can use your products, okay? Like the oils, for instance, okay? We might say, you can use this to anoint a candle. You can put some drops in for a spiritual bath in your bath water, things of that nature, because it's not everything that's set in stone. It's important for you to develop your own rituals. So, if you do some work and you say, hey, I did it this way, I used this particular psalm, I did this, write it down so you know that that's something that has worked for you. It's all about developing within your practice, okay? Also, like with the process that I give, I created that because I see that people tend to have better results when they take it in steps and they're not like just jumping into work and they haven't even did a proper cleanse, okay? I give that for guidance and like, hey, if you follow these steps, more than likely you'll have more longevity. You'll see more impactful results. That's not to say, hey, that's the only way I can work is doing her process. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm just giving this to you as a tool and a guide. So, take it as you may. You can do it or you can't. You don't have to. That's just the guidance that I give, okay? And like I stated, people learn differently. People learn differently in different regions. People do things differently. I'm down here in the South, I got roots in Alabama and Mississippi. So a lot of people, if you have a practitioner in Alabama and Mississippi, you may see we work the same way versus somebody who might be in Louisiana or, somewhere else, another region, okay? So, just don't let anybody make you feel like you're doing, something wrong when it comes to your work. Like I have people like, I don't want to do this wrong. Well, what did your spirit tell you to do? I'm going to give you an example. Like I would never, ever in my life tell someone to put hot foot in their own house, in their own car. Don't touch it. That's me. That's something I wouldn't even do it personally. But I had a customer that bought hot foot powder from me. And she said she sprinkled it in her car. So it must have been like on the passenger side of her car. And somebody she was trying to get rid of was getting in her car. It worked for her. Now, if she had came and asked me that before she did it, I would have said, no, I probably wouldn't put hot foot in my car. But that's what her spirit told her to do. And that's what she did. And those are the results that she got. Okay. So, I'm here to help and I'm here to guide. And I'm here to help you guys, raise your consciousness and developing your own practice. I'm not here to judge you and say that what I say is law and I'm some kind of God that you need to follow. Okay. And I never want to give out that impression because I do feel like there's a lot of people now with people spiritually awakening and getting into spirituality. People start setting up so many rules. They're kind of making it more so like religion versus something that's spiritual. And spiritual is free form and it's free. Okay. But yeah, so I didn't want to make it that long. I will, of course, be coming back on doing some educational videos and so forth. But make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, guys, make sure that you put it in the comments below. And you can reach out to us. You can follow us once again on our Instagram, which is Third Generation Conjure. If you need any supplies or services, you can find us on our website, which is www.thirdgenerationconjure.com. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.